And I'm just going to run through some kind of the rocks that are found here, because this is one of the deepest rift valleys on the face of the earth, they claim. It's in Middletown, Connecticut, and it's a guy named Bell, who was a geologist, did a paper on it. It's in Yale. It's about the topography and geology of Connecticut. Anyway, if you notice these particular rocks, these are extremely old rocks. These are not just the rocks you find every day. Now, they are old, and they are crystallized, and they have all kinds of things going on in here that are from life. Now, if you look over here, you see this square one here? Those are what they call ultramafic rocks. And what that means is they get flattened out as they get subducted and under the earth pressures, and they become flat and ductile and move. But inside of here, there was actually life. And if you look at the surface of this, you're going to see the keratins and kerogens and the fibrous activity. I'm going to show that under a microscope shortly. Then you have other areas here. Let me show you some of this other stuff. It's littered with this stuff here because it's so deep. This is a fingertip. And these are something that you can look for on, here, let me get you the side here. You see these triangular hooks here? Side to side, like a little Z looking thing. Those angles are on the sides of fingertips. And that is where the ligaments were invested in there. And they have them on both sides. And of course this was a fingertip, and that I have the hand that goes with that. And there's another fingertip that that went with that we had DNA tested, and they tested 100% DNA. And you can see I put a little stuff on here, a little lotion stuff, so that you could see this, because it gets dry and pasty looking. But anyway, under there, that is the black, they call that a carbon silhouette. And that is what the bone is underneath, and it's identical to the fingertip of a bone, of a human bone. And it is. It's been tested human. Now, you see when I talked about a vein and artery side, this is the artery side, blew out like a bomb, and then there's one on the top. Now, there's the whole exact same set on the other side. There's one there that didn't blow out. Okay, and then on this side, you'll see them. You have to look carefully. But that is one right there, and I believe there's another one there. And these don't blow up because they're the vein side. You see that round circle with the little dot in the center? That is the sign of a vein. And they clamp off like that, and the blood petrifies inside. These don't clamp because there's no vein valves, they call them. And down the end, look, it's even got the vein in there. That's the artery side, and it feeds it, and that's the vein side. And this is a fingertip, and that's, I believe, goes along with this one. Well, it was found in the same hole. I'm sure it does. It weathered different. Now, again, here's the triangle. There's the triangles. They all have them. They all have them. That's where the investment of the tendons was. Now, here's another one that I found. Now, this is something you want to look for. This is what we're going to call fascia. Now, this is a very, see this like fibrous looking stuff? That is fascia. And now on this lung, I think they call it something else, so there's another big name they have for it, but pleura or something like that. But anyway, this is a lung. It's been DNA tested, 100% human, and this was found in the same hole with all these other things, these giants. This is the size of a normal human. And that's the fascia flap on the side. So look for this texture. That'll tell you that the thing was, you know, that you're on a facial level. And now, here's a little tiny fingertip. You know, we got everything here is from all kinds of sizing humans. And there's a fingertip. Now, this fingertip, if you look at the end and you look carefully, you're going to see the vein and the artery side. There's the artery side, which is only clear now because it expels everything. There's your vein side, and if you can look, I think there's a little dot on the top that shows where it was. You know, you can see the bone and everything that was running through here, all kinds of stuff. Now, down the end, after you get past the fingertip, you see that is garnets. And that is blood. Blood forms garnets. And the way it forms it is because of the metal seeds. You see there's all these little red fibers in here. I use these red rags, and there's another one that I'm showing later that has a chunk of red stuck in it, but if you see something fibrous red, it doesn't mean anything. This is blood though, and the blood is the protective agent. Blood, it gets sequestered by, they call them ligands. There's all kinds of things for this, but what happens is, if blood, it's a metal, and things come around it and they hold it inside, and there's nothing that just stays there forever. Sequestered and locked in, and then you can break these bonds with acids and things, but that's a whole nother. I've created this I've created this in the lab. It's the exact same process. I know how to do this. It's with electrical. Anyway, there's just a ton of stuff here, and it's all, and it's not being, it won't, they say these are rocks. There's nothing but rocks. It's not a rock. It's a bone. I know exactly what it is. There's no question what it is. And they won't look at them because they don't like the idea that these are related to giants. I have lungs. I have every bit of the body. I have all, I mean, these are so perfectly preserved. Like, that's meat. That's a virtual piece of meat. And they refuse to look at it because they don't like the implications. And it's because of creationism. They're scared to death. Now, here's what you're going to be looking at over in Stonehenge. Here's the giants. Let's go to the giant stuff. Now, what you're going to be looking for is these kind of holes in a pattern. I see them all over the place. And in Stonehenge, they're dripping like little orange drippings, which is there's chemicals that are created when you die. They're called putrescine, cadaverine, and there's all kinds of little things. And they get squirted out. That is squirted out blood. That's not just white stuff. That was dripping blood out of here. And if you can look inside here, and I'll show you later, this is a tendon, and these were the tendons, and they wave down like this. And this one here has started to deteriorate, and that one blew out because this is what? It's the arterial side. This side, this side would be the arterial side because it blew completely off. This would be the vein side, which kept the blood and eventually started to leak out of here as it hit acids, I believe, because this is a volcanic area.